tiny bombs in your blood. The complement system, the invisible army protecting life. Life on Earth has never been peaceful. From the very beginning, every living organism has existed in a constant struggle, surrounded by other organisms trying to invade, consume, or destroy it. Survival has always been a battle. Over billions of years of evolution, multicellular life developed increasingly sophisticated defense systems. Humans inherited a biological fortress, skin as a physical wall, immune cells as roaming guards, and microscopic weapon factories working around the clock. But among all these defenses, there is one system that is incredibly powerful, extremely ancient, and almost completely invisible to our awareness. It's called the complement system. The complement system appeared more than 700 million years ago, long before many other parts of the immune system evolved. It is not a single weapon, but an entire army, made up of over 30 different proteins. Together, they form a tightly coordinated network designed to detect, track, and destroy intruders with astonishing efficiency.
Right now, as you're listening to this, your blood and body fluids contain tens of trillions of complement molecules. They don't think, they don't feel, they don't make decisions. They simply follow the laws of chemistry. And yet, this mindless system is one of the most effective defense mechanisms humans have ever had. In fact, many other immune components exist largely to activate and guide the complement system. But immense power always comes with risk. Imagine having trillions of tiny bombs inside your bloodstream, each one capable of causing damage if triggered at the wrong time. If the complement system were to lose control, it could attack your own cells. That's why your body uses multiple safety layers to keep these molecular weapons tightly regulated. So what does the complement system actually do? In simple terms, it has three main jobs: to disable enemies, to alert and mobilize the immune system, and to destroy invaders directly by tearing them apart. What makes this extraordinary is that all of this happens without a commander, without intelligence, and without centralized control. That's the genius of nature. Under normal conditions, complement proteins float harmlessly through your body in an inactive state, like soldiers asleep in their barracks. When activated, they change shape, and in the world of proteins, shape determines destiny. A change in shape determines what a protein can bind to, what it can activate, and what chain reactions it can trigger. It's like reshaping a key so it suddenly unlocks doors it never could before. Once active, one complement protein can activate another, which activates another and another, creating a rapidly spreading cascade. Think of it like millions of matches packed tightly together. At first, everything is quiet, but once one match ignites, fire spreads instantly, and within seconds, you have an inferno. Now, picture a common scenario. You get a small cut. Bacteria slip through the opening and enter the surrounding tissue. The counterattack begins with a protein called C3, the first match in the complement fire. When activated, C3 splits into two fragments, C3A and C3B. C3b is like a microscopic heat-seeking missile. It specializes in targeting bacteria, fungi, and viruses. It has only a fraction of a second to find a target. If it fails, it's neutralized by water. But if it succeeds, C3b locks onto the invader's surface, like a harpoon that can't be pulled out. Once attached, it changes shape again and begins recruiting other complement proteins. Together, they form a powerful activation platform that triggers even more C3 molecules. This creates a massive amplification loop. Very quickly, thousands of complement proteins coat the surface of the bacterium. For the invader, this is a nightmare. It becomes slowed, disoriented, and almost helpless, like being buried under a swarm of insects. But that's only half the story. The other fragment, C3a, acts as an alarm signal. Thousands of C3a molecules spread outward from the battlefield, broadcasting a chemical distress call. Dormant immune cells detect these signals, wake up, and follow the molecular trail back to the infection site. The stronger the signal, the more aggressive they become.
Reinforcements arrive exactly where they're needed. The first responders are often phagocytes, immune cells that hunt, swallow, and destroy invaders using acid-filled compartments. And here, the complement system acts like biological glue. Proteins attached to bacteria make them easier to grab and consume. Then comes the final act. The complement proteins assemble into a structure known as the membrane attack complex. One by one, spear-like proteins embed themselves into the bacterial membrane, punching a hole that can never be repaired. Water rushes in, internal structures collapse, the bacterium ruptures and dies. Any survivors are weakened, distracted, and quickly eliminated by immune cells. The invasion ends, often without you ever noticing it happened. The complement system is especially deadly to viruses. Outside of cells, viruses are fragile and helpless, relying on chance encounters to infect new targets. Complement proteins intercept them, disable them, and guide immune cells to destroy them.
Without this system, viral infections would be far more dangerous. So why do we still get sick? Because war is a two-sided game. Pathogens evolve too. Some viruses force infected cells to produce proteins that shut down complement activation, creating safe zones for viral spread. Some bacteria steal protective molecules from the blood, disguising themselves and becoming invisible to the system. That's why the complement system, powerful as it is only one part of a much larger symphony called the immune system. And it reminds us of something remarkable. When countless mindless components work together, they can create intelligence, precision, and power far greater than any single part alone.